Hello everybody, Gamuthiverse here. Today we are talking about Poppy Playtime Chapter 6 and when we can expect it to come out. Chapter 5 had suffered major controversy from many people, specifically Mark.
And in a chase sequence, as I've said before in these games, as soon as you die, it loses all of its value! Enough!
But Chapter 6 sparks new hopes for finishing up the story properly, despite being absolutely unnecessary. The prototype could have easily been killed, but the backup objective dragged the whole game, making the game carry through to Chapter 6 to the game being 10 hours if they had continued where we left off. I'm going to be predicting when we can expect this chapter of Poppy Playtime. Now, my predictions might be entirely false, given the fact that Mob Entertainment is working on a secret game called Experiment 82626, and last time they made a multiplayer game like this, well, let's just say Project Playtime took up most of the time from Mob, while Chapter 3 took longer to be made. The gap was insane, so we have to hope the same doesn't happen in this scenario. If the same situation doesn't happen, I'd say we can expect a solid date around February 2027, specifically February 18th, 2027. I could be entirely wrong, but hear me out when I say this. If you go back to the Steam pages for Chapters 3 and 4, or anywhere, you'll seemingly notice an oddly convenient pattern. That's right, both Chapters 3 and 4 released on the same day, just an exact year gap in between the two. Now I know that sounds like a coincidence, but I'd say it's actually not. Now let's jump over to the Chapter 5 Steam page and take a good look. We all know Chapter 5 dropped on February 18th of this year, 2026. If we apply and predict the same pattern, well then, we can just predict that Chapter 6 will drop on February 18th, 2027 if Mob decides to continue following this pattern. However, that's where an issue pops up. In an interview, it was said that they don't follow a timeline or strict timeline, or as quote-unquote, each chapter has its own needs in terms of scope and development. This could throw off everything we just said. So we can either fully expect Chapter 6 in early 2027, or not at all and expect it mid to late 2027. As we know, it's obviously coming in 2027. And we know Chapter 6 is in development too. Austin James' profile states that he's working for Mob and is the creative lead concept artist for Chapters 5 and 6. He's likely working on it with them. Using this, we know that the next chapter is already underway, hopefully, with Experiment 82626 being made alongside it. However, another issue with this strange release schedule would be if Mob wanted to choose the same day. February 18th, 2027 next year is on a Thursday, while February 18th, 2026 this year was a Wednesday. So if Mob followed the same day schedule, they'd likely push it back to February 17th, 2026. Worst case scenario, a delay happens and pushes it back to mid-late 27. Unless release is mid-27 already, but that's all the evidence and proof I can bring up today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more news and videos on my channel by subscribing and liking, and have an amazing day. Goodbye.